What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Be Unbound channel. I am here with Tim, and I'm really here to just hear your story. How did you hear about Unbound or the Ascend program?
So I heard about the Unbound program back in 2017 through a friend, and that's how I got involved in the community. And then I heard about the Ascend program through, I think it was probably Ellie, who got me introduced to that.
Well, what sold you? Like, what got you interested?
Okay, so I have to go back to Capstone for this. So Capstone is an event that happens in the last course of Dr. Jeff Meyer's signature leadership courses. And it's usually an in-person event in Colorado where all the students get together and we have some in-person training.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this past year due to COVID, we had to go all online. We still had a fantastic time, still had a fantastic group of people, but it just wasn't quite as good as the in-person event. Ellie actually reached out to a group of us who had done the signature leadership courses, and she asked us if we would be willing to be some of the first students to get into the program. So after thinking and praying about it, I decided to take the leap, and I'm so glad I did now.
Totally. What do you want to do down the road? What would you like to do with your degree?
Sure. So my degree is in accounting through Thomas Edison, and I'm still not exactly sure what career that's going to take me into. Hopefully a career in business finance. I would really love to be involved in helping businesses, possibly individuals, understand their finances and be able to be financially successful.
Again, coming back to base camp, what's been one thing that you've been thinking about so far?
Actually, I want to talk about two things here.
Yeah.
The first one is I am pretty risk averse as an individual. I like to have my things planned out. If I'm making a decision, I want to do the research on it, and I want that risk of failure when I make a decision to be very, very low. And I've been hearing a lot in the past few days how that it's often better to make a decision, move ahead and learn from it, even if the outcome isn't what I expect it to be. So
Yeah.
I guess the big takeaway for me is to be able to process and make decisions more quickly and move ahead and learn from mistakes rather than be stuck in one spot, not be able to make a decision. And then secondly is just simply the importance of stepping outside of my comfort zone and getting to meet new people, expanding my network.
Yeah.
I'm a bit more introverted, so
Yeah.
that's a bit of a challenge for me, but I have never been disappointed when I actually did take that step. And especially in a community like this, with so many other fantastic people, so many great conversations and friendships come out of that. And I'd say one of my biggest takeaways, again, has just been how fantastic this community is. When I joined Ascend, one of the biggest reasons was the community and the type of people that I wanted to be around, the type of people I wanted to meet. Being immersed in this environment, having other people ask the same types of questions that I'm asking, and being willing to wrestle with the deep questions of life.
Yeah.
This is just a fantastic environment for that to happen in.
Can you give me an example, like maybe a story of when that happened, where you were able to step out of your comfort zone and experience that, or took a risk and it paid off?
Absolutely, yeah. Even today at lunch, I just asked one person a random question, seemingly random question, and we ended up having this deep conversation about life and family and some of the similar circumstances we were in. And it got surprisingly vulnerable, but it was very safe. And that's something I've felt over and over in the Unbound community, is that there's a high level of honesty there and vulnerability, but it's always safe.
Totally. That's something that's blessed me a lot as well. It's been something that's really just transformative in that, I can go deep with people really quick. Why do you think that's true for you? Is it just, I don't know, like people being willing to listen, or is it, I don't know, like all of us being homeschoolers or something? I don't know. But what do you think?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think part of the answer comes in being willing to ask the big questions in life and being willing to wrestle through them. There's often no clear-cut answer for any of those questions. And so it's a continuing conversation, right? But if you have a group of people and you have so many different perspectives on questions like that, the ability to actually have a good conversation about that requires that vulnerability, right? And especially with like the political scene that we live in today and all the different issues that we face,
Yeah.
being able to have those conversations and have a productive conversation really requires that vulnerability. And I've also sensed a really high level of respect for one another in this community, and that goes a long way in having those good conversations.
Has there been something for you as an introvert to be, I guess, more, vulnerable and open to things? Is it more a way of just being willing to, talk about different things, or, what is it like for you as an introvert?
One of the big things for me has been using humor when starting conversations. I think that has a way to, ease the tension, as it were.
Totally.
Secondly, has been to just ask questions about another person, take an interest in their life. I think there's so much about other people that I don't know, but that I don't really think about, and it's often the simple questions that give some of the most surprising answers. So just taking an interest in other people and what they do for work, what's their degree in, what are some of their dreams, their passions in life, and you find some really, really amazing conversations through those questions.
One last question, and I think this is the most important question, but if you could be a donut, what kind of donut would you be?
That's a really tough one. I would say I would probably be what we call a long john in my town. And it's
Describe it.
a longer, it's more of a rectangle shaped donut, but it's filled with cream, and it's often got like the chocolate or the vanilla frosting on top. If it's got like a caramel frosting with like maple syrup on it, it makes it even better. So
that's
probably
really
what I
cool.
would choose.
Awesome. Is there any last words or anything you want to shout out?
Yeah. Well, to the students out there, if you're an introvert like me and you have a chance to join a community like this, even if it's online, I say go for it. It's worth it.
You guys, be Unbound. I will see you guys around as well.